We are proudly working with one of your favourite, I know, SofaScore. And if you would like to help out the channel, quite simply scan that QR code in the bottom corner and download the SofaScore app. That's it. That's all we need you to do. It is completely free to download. If you want to help us out without having to put your hand in your pocket, download SofaScore with our link. It helps us out, it helps our friends at SofaScore out, and it helps you out with a really cool free app as well to enjoy. I don't like to say I told you so, but I kind of told you so. And I'm going to go into what the I told you so is about. But let me first have the I told you so dance. Now that we've had the I told you so dance, we can get into the Florian Plettenberg discussion, which we will be talking about tonight. His makey-uppy news about Bayern Munich being in talks with Alonso. I told you if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, it's most likely a duck. So we'll talk about that tonight. We'll ask, is Queefy and Kelleher injured? Because that has been a topic on social media today. We will look at everything related to Liverpool Football Club, keep you abreast of what's happening in the Champions League fixtures tonight. Kylian Mbappe has already given the lead to PSG against Real Sociedad in that game, and loads of other bits and pieces. So yes, lots and lots of stuff to go through tonight, but mainly I'm going to focus on manipulation of the media, because I've spoken about this a lot on the channel, and we see another indication here that Florian Plettenberg has been talking out of his rear end. And you don't have to take my word for it anymore. You can take the word of his counterparts, his fellow journalists, again saying that they believe that Xabi Alonso has not spoken in any way, shape or form to Bayern Munich, nor has he indicated in any way, shape or form of a preference to go to Bayern Munich over Liverpool or staying at Leverkusen. I told you very clearly that it was nonsense, but today we're going to figure out exactly how nonsensical it was. And this stuff angers me because it treats us, the football public, like idiots. And I've said this before, the manipulation that some of these big media outlets have the possibility to go with is frightening. We all want to know what's going on with the pursuit of Xabi Alonso, right? We're all kind of on edge a little bit about it. Who's going to be the next Liverpool manager? Who's going to be the next sporting director? Well, some stuff has started to pop up today that might give us an indication of both sides of this. So let's talk about the stuff from Florian Plettenberg. So we all seen yesterday, Florian Plettenberg very clearly came out and said that Bayern Munich had spoken directly to Xabi Alonso and that he has, indicated that he is leaning towards a move to Bayern if indeed he does leave Leverkusen. Now I'm somewhat paraphrasing there, but that's the gist of what he said. And it was reported far and wide. Now though, now the truth's starting to come out. So let's start off with somebody who, again, I hold in high esteem. Miss Melissa Reddy. She said, Liverpool didn't expect to have a free ride at Xabi Alonso, and I don't think any club trying to sign the hottest young managerial prospect in Europe will think they're the only side in the conversation. What's important to remember here is information is only going to be flowing from one side. That's from Bayern Munich. Sorry, my smoke alarm's going off in the kitchen there because apparently my daughter's boyfriend trying to cook something's not ending well. So excuse me while we just work through this. Anyway, Melissa Reddy said that information is only going to be flowing from one side, and that's from Germany and Bayern Munich. So again, you can see very one-sided reporting here. Sorry, I'm very distracted by the smoke alarm. I'm sure you are as well. I'll tell you what, if it starts feeling hot under my feet, I'll leave. But until then, you've got my undivided attention. There we go. Smoke alarm over. Fire over, everybody. You can calm down. Craig's not going to be burnt to toast. But apparently the dinner might be. Anyway, so we move on. This is one of the most random things that's happened on a stream so far. Just the smoke alarm going off in the gaff. But the important thing to remember here is I did not move. I stayed here with you guys while the house burned down around me. Bild have dismissed talk of negotiations with Bayern for Alonso and zero awareness of talks between Alonso and Bayern, according to Bild. They go on to say, when Liverpool reached out to his agent directly, the agent relayed that information immediately to Bayer Leverkusen, and this has not happened with Bayern yet. So Bild are saying they're not aware of any talks between Xabi Alonso and Bayern Munich. Let's move on a little bit further. And we'll go to Christian Falk, who said, Xabi Alonso didn't say to Bayern that he prefers a move to Munich over Liverpool. I'm reading Daddy, and I'm saying Daddy because I've seen Daddy in the chat there. Daddy didn't say this. No, but seriously, Xabi Alonso didn't say anything to Bayern about preferring a move over Liverpool. So again, we can see, but no, it doesn't stop there because there's more journalists. This is coming from Jan Fjortoft, and Jan said, regarding Xabi Alonso, I have been told no discussions between Bayern and Alonso, no decision made by Alonso. Alonso fully concentrated on the end of the season, and he said, I stand with my most likely list. He said, Bayer Leverkusen 1, Liverpool 2, Bayern Munich 3. So again, as you can see, like we called out yesterday, Florian Plettenberg's reputation is currently in the mother gutter right now. And it takes a fan channel to trigger this reaction and fan accounts to call him out for his nonsense. And this is a Sky Germany journalist. So we're not talking about a lad at home on his computer. Do you see what I mean now about manipulation of the facts and trying to steer a narrative? It's disgusting, and get away with it over and over again. Next up, according from Bill, Leverkusen are very irritated by recent reports about the talks between Bayern and Xabi Alonso. The coach's alleged willingness to move to Munich and a potential compensation fee. They know nothing about any discussions between the two clubs. Bayern Munich also firmly reject that they've held negotiations with Alonso. So we can see Bayern, the club that Florian Plettenberg is trying to do the bidding of, has absolutely held Plettenberg out to dry there by saying, yeah, well, no, we didn't talk to him. No, we deny this. So other journalists are denying it. Leverkusen are denying it. Alonso's reps are denying it. Bayern are denying it. So now, who do we believe? Florian Plettenberg or everybody else who's talking sense? I hate to do those type of things, by the way. I hate to be the guy that called anybody out on stuff, but it really, really, really winds me up when people lie to manipulate football fans. It does my head in. If Leverkusen lose the final, do you think Xabi stays? No. I think for Xabi Alonso not to even consider. I think if Xabi Alonso and Leverkusen didn't win the Bundesliga, I think, and it's just a personal guess, the likelihood of him staying increases. If he wins the Bundesliga, which it looks like they're going to do, I think, and again, I'm just trying to figure out what I would do in this situation. You'd have to say, job done, move on. You know, what else is he going to achieve there? Win it back-to-back? Maybe. Is he really going to go win a Champions League with Leverkusen? No, let's be honest, he isn't. So yeah, I think if he wins the league, and it looks like they could/should do, because remember they're going to be 10 points clear with 10 games to go. So yeah, I don't know on the managerial situation, but one thing I can say, and I hope you'll agree with, is this is not painting a good picture of Bayern at the minute, is it? That journalists are running around saying they've held talks, German journalists, the club are denying it. It all looks a bit tin pot and a little bit unprofessional. Whereas from our side, FSG have done things the right way. They've registered their interests with Leverkusen. They've registered their interests with the agent. And everybody knows that Liverpool are in the wings awaiting a potential chance to speak to Alonso. But of course are respectful of his job at Bayer Leverkusen. Contrast that to, and let's be honest, rivals of Leverkusen, and you start to see a picture being painted of desperation, in my opinion. And I think it leads nicely into our hands. Now, what I've said to you guys all along, and I have to be honest, is I don't know if Alonso will stay at Leverkusen for another year or not. He may well do. But if he doesn't stay at Leverkusen, I feel very, very, very confident that he will absolutely be coming to Anfield over Bayern Munich. But again, I'm not sitting here going full Florian Plettenberg. I'm just giving you my reading of the situation and an educated guess. Is this Plettenberg guy trying to cause a row with Liverpool fans by saying that Alonso is in talks with Bayern? You've been polite by saying, is he trying to cause a row? I think, and my opinions of it are far more sinister than that. I look at this as somebody who works for a multi-billion corporation in Sky, who has a trust that comes associated with being a journalist for such a big broadcaster, seemingly, based off the uncorroborated information he's spout now, feels like he's talking out his backside. I'm going to say it feels like he's lying. And not just lying on behalf of trying to steer a narrative and change the view of what might happen with Alonso. I find it very sinister. I find it very worrying. The fact that even Sky UK have changed the wording of articles without acknowledging they shit the bed worries me as well. Because as I said yesterday, I had one article up that spoke about Alonso favouring and being reported that he wants to go to Bayern. And then today that very same piece had an update and it was changed to Liverpool know that they won't face no challenges in trying to sign Alonso. The whole thing feels grubby to me. So explain something to me. Truly, I'm asking this as a real question. And if this is used as a clip rat, I'd love to know everybody's thoughts on this. What's the difference between Goldbridge, Robbie from AFTV, me, I don't know, pick another fan channel. It doesn't really matter for the context of this. We say, our sources say something, we get responded with, source, trust me bro, right? You know that, and I understand that. But somebody in Florian Plettenberg's position can say, Sky sources indicate, and nobody comes up with the same question of, really? Prove it. Now, the answer is, can't prove it, can't tell you my source. For telling my source, never get the story again, credibility ruined. See what I mean? You can't win in that debate. So I think he has intentionally told a pack of lies. That's my genuine, honest perception of this. And remember, I've been calling him out on this for at least 2 weeks now. Originally, he was talking about Tuchel and saying it's a game-by-game thing. Bayern haven't made the decision. 24 hours later, he's announced he's leaving at the end of the season. He has been spoofing and talking out his arse all the way through this process. And why would he be doing it? Probably to try and push the narrative towards the German big club, Bayern Munich, who he is, I believe, a fan of. Problem now is he's got his own colleagues saying that he's wrong. Saying that, no. He's even got Bayern saying, nah, we haven't spoke to Alonso. Who can you trust these days? Because everybody seems to have an incentive to steer a narrative in a certain way.